All right, in this video, I'm going to cover a grammar lesson. Basically, we're going to be looking at how to compare certain terms in French that talks about comparing things like plus de, autant de, moins de, when it comes to nouns and verbs and adjectives. Obviously, for adjectives and adverbs, we're going to be use aussi instead of autant. So autant is one of those things that is used only for nouns and verbs. So I'm going to take a little quiz that I set up for myself. I don't remember all the answers, and it's a multiple choice. So when we go through this quiz, we're kind of going to be doing it together. So when you read the question, try to answer it for yourself. I'll take a little more extra time to answer to give you more time to get it. So if you see me going through it slowly, it's not just because of me, it's also to give you a chance to answer it yourself before I jump right in. So the first question, Mark drinks more than Roger. Mark boit plus de or plus que. It's definitely not moins de. So more than, all of the, if you look at the rules, all of them will end with que, and nouns will have de. All right, so if we're comparing nouns, that's gonna come into question. So this one, more than Roger, he drinks more. So it's a verb, not a noun. Plus que is gonna be my answer, and that's correct. Next one, Mark something Elsa. Mark has fewer friends than Elsa. All right, so fewer friends, it's gonna be moins d'amis que. So it's gonna be C. All right, so it's not moins des amis because in this case, we're only using the, and it's apostrophe because E and A are both vowels. So we don't pick moins des amis. And obviously, this is another clue. It cannot be K because Elsa is an E. Next one. He has less fun than her. It's not going to be the or the, so it's going to be B. My answer is B, and that is correct. Next one. Nous avons blank invités. We have more guests than, we have more guests than last year. Nous avons plus d'invités, right? So it's going to be a noun. Invité is a noun, so it's plus de. So plus de invités que l'année dernière. Que l'année dernière. So it's going to be B, and that is correct. Next one. She throws as many parties as me. Elle organise. Sorry, guys, my pronunciation is not going to be exactly accurate. I'm still a beginning learner, just like you guys. So, pardon me for the pronunciation. It's just only going to get better once I have more hours under my belt. So, elle organise. Which one is it? Throws as many parties. A? Oh, got it right. I was not sure about that one. So parties is a noun. So it's autant de, and that's the only clue that we got here. It's not aussi que. Aussi would work for adjectives and adverbs. This one is not one of those. So, all right. So that was the only answer that's applicable. My daughter always wants more presents. Ma fille veut toujours plus de cadeaux. All right. Obviously, this is the same pattern. More presents would mean it's a noun. So it's plus de, not plus. All right. All right. So next one. Emil throws parties as often as I do. Emil organise des fêtes, right? How many? Aussi souvent. So this is an adverb, so we're going to be using aussi, this one or that one, right? So it's aussi souvent que, right? Emile organise des fêtes aussi souvent que moi. All right, next one. Beatrice is shorter than Emma. So it's going to be moins grand que. So it's going to be B. Yep. It's not going to be moins petite. Obviously not. So petite is short, so less short. And we're saying less tall, right? Less tall is going to be moins grand que. And this one is an apostrophe because it's Emma with an E, which is a vowel. Next one. Marie swims faster than me. In this case, it's a verb, right? So, plus vite que is going to be my answer. It's not de, and moins vite. That doesn't make sense. So I'm going to go with A. So, Marie nage plus vite que moi. Sorry, it's que, right? I keep saying que, but it's plus vite que. The guests are more elegant than last year. Les invités sont plus élégants que B. So I went with B instead of C because it's an adjective which will have an S. All right? So next one. There's less beer than wine. Il y a de moins de beer que de vin. I'm going to go with A. All right, so it's definitely not any of the plus. So plus de and plus que, that doesn't make sense. So A was the only obvious answer. Next one is, she works as much as me. Elle travaille autant que. All right, so works as much, so we're comparing verbs. Whenever we're comparing verb, it's not going to be aussi, it's going to be autant. And we're not going to pick autant de, right? So that doesn't make sense. So it's autant que. Elle travaille autant que moi. So C was the correct answer. Anne is just as nice as Alice. So Anne est aussi sympa que Alice. So I'm going to go with B. So why did I pick B? It's definitely not autant. So autant will only apply for nouns and verbs. And this is an adjective, right? Adjectives and adverbs, they use aussi, not autant. So which aussi are we going with? We didn't go with aussi sympa de. De doesn't make sense, so that's the wrong answer. So we went with aussi sympa que. All right. So even if you weed out the wrong answers, you will end up with the correct answers, and that's a double confirmation you might want to have. Like, I always pick my correct answer, and then I look at the wrong answers to make sure I have eliminated them correctly, and just to back up my correct answers. Ara eats less than Leah, right? So Ara mange moins que Leah. So I'm gonna go with B. So I didn't pick moins de, and moins grand que also doesn't make sense. So those two are gone. I'm only stuck with this, which is B. Next one. He has more presents than Julie. He has more presents. Plus de cadeaux que. So more presents is a noun. So nouns, they're the only ones that will have de between plus and the noun, which is cadeau in this case. So it's plus de cadeaux que Julie. Il a plus de cadeaux que Julie. I'm going to answer with B. Boom. Which is true. Mes jambes sont blank les vôtres. Longer than yours. So my legs are longer than yours. It's going to be plus longes que. This is not, and this is not it. So I'm going to go with A, and that is correct. Mes jambes sont plus longues que les vôtres. All right, next one. Eric et blank Marie. Eric is funnier than Marie. Is plus drôle que Marie. So it's going to be C, and that's the correct answer. Plus de drôle doesn't make sense. It's not a noun, so we're not going to use de. Plus que drôle doesn't make sense. Que is always at the end, so it's not going to be appearing between plus and drôle. Also doesn't make sense. Plus drôle que makes more sense than anything else, and that is the correct answer. You go out a lot less. All right, so in this one, you gotta watch out a little bit because it doesn't say less than someone else. So there's not gonna be a que at the end. So just by looking at this, we can say it's not gonna have que, so it's not gonna be A. Tu sors beaucoup moins, a lot less, makes sense. Beaucoup de moins, no, that doesn't make sense. It's not a noun that we're comparing, so it's not gonna have de. So beaucoup moins, B is the right answer. And yep, I got it correct. Now, the guests are drinking more than they did at my birthday. Les invités boivent plus que A. Plus no, plus autant que. Boivent autant que. No, it's more. So it's going to be one of the first two. So it's A is my answer, and that is correct. Boivent plus que à mon anniversaire. So the guests are drinking more than they did at my birthday. All right, so different party. In this party, they're drinking more. Boivent plus que. Next one. Je voyage something Andy. I travel as much as Andy. So this one is a verb. It's not gonna have aussi. It's gonna have autant. So autant is gonna be this one or this one. So I'm gonna go with C. Oh, yeah, I wasn't sure because I didn't take time to eliminate the first one. But the first one is autant de que, and there's no noun here. We're talking about a verb, so we don't need the de in here. All right, so next one. You drink more than before. Tu bois plus que devant or plus qu'avant. So devant is not the right one here, and it's not autant. It's avant is before. Tu bois plus qu'avant. Plus qu'avant. So I'm gonna go with B. That's the correct answer. All right, last one. Thank you for sticking with me so long and watch me struggle through all this, but I hope you're learning something. Je pars blank in vacances blank toi. I go on vacation just as often as you. So it's going to be as often, right? So it's an adverb. So often is souvent. Just as often, so we're going to do aussi souvent. It's not going to be aussi de souvent. So A is our answer. All right, so as you get more practice, hopefully these things go a lot faster. Maybe Duolingo has a lot of exercises focusing just on this topic. If that's the case, maybe drill down on those. I haven't had come across those yet. Hopefully there is, then I can polish up my skills too. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing this probably a few more times just to polish up my own practice. Obviously, my pronunciation needs a lot more work, and I'm going to be working on those too. Maybe I'm going to make some more videos covering my pronunciation and my journey struggling through this. All right, so thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful, and if this video looks clear and good, I'll post it and share it with you all.